everyone, it's Sarah. I'm here today to do an album review of BLACKSTAR by David Bowie. This is the first album review I've actually done on this channel, but I had a lot to say about this album. So BLACKSTAR, I believe David Bowie's 25th album. It just came out on Friday the 8th. I believe. And I listened to it, and the first time I listened to it on Friday, I didn't quite understand it, I don't think. But after I listened to it a couple more times and listened to it more deeply, I really fell in love with it. Then, of course, we all got the news that David Bowie had passed away a few days after that. The album just it seemed to make a lot more sense, really, in the context of his death, really. I know that sounds kind of morbid and weird. We know that he pretty much planned this to be his parting gift, if you will. He knew that he was dying. He had cancer and, he was sick for a while, I think 18 months or so. And if you watch the music video for Lazarus, which is the first single off this album, and if you read the lyrics, it's pretty obvious that that's really what this album is. This album is haunting. It's almost disturbing in some places. It sticks with you. It's an album that demands to be actually really listened to. So I would not recommend putting this album on in the background when you're working. You really need to sit down, put your headphones on, or go driving and just listen to the album from start to finish. This is probably the weirdest album, I would say. It's so interesting and complex and experimental almost even. The first track, which is the title track, BLACKSTAR, that song is 10 minutes long. It's very complex with the instrumentation and the rhythm and the lyrics, and it doesn't go where you would expect it to go as a song. I really enjoyed the lyrics as a whole on this whole album. It's really poignant and touching, and I think David Bowie was trying to make even his death a work of art, and I think he succeeded in that. He was always kind of pushing the envelope and taking risks and reinventing himself. This album is not like any other album I've heard from him. There is kind of this almost theme of longing and desperation, I think, with this album. One of my favorite tracks is Lazarus. I love the way it's structured as a song. I love the instrumentation. The saxophone is really great. People have talked about the lyrics to this song and how it really does kind of reference by, really. He starts the song saying, "Look up here, I'm in heaven." And when he ends the song, he talks about being free, like the bluebird. I feel like the theme of death and kind of impermanence is in a lot of these songs. Dollar Days is another one of my favorite tracks. It's a very emotional song for me. I really love the guitar in this song and the way that it kind of interacts with the piano. The track Sue, or In a Season of Crime, is a really good example of the complexity of this album. In some ways, listening to this track kind of reminded me of the way I feel when I'm listening to Miles Davis or some kind of really complex jazz. The percussion on this song is really interesting. This whole album is just really interesting and complex and unpredictable. It never goes where you think it's going to go. I think this is a brilliant album. It really saddens me that this is the last David Bowie album. His voice sounds really amazing on this album, and I love the way that he sings these songs. I would highly recommend checking out this album if you're a David Bowie fan, or even if you're not a David Bowie fan. I don't think I know anybody who doesn't like at least one or two David Bowie songs, but even if you've never really listened to him that much, I would still recommend checking out this album. Again, make sure you listen to it in a setting and time when you can actually sit down and listen to it. I know, we're only halfway through the first month of the year, but I can see this album ending up on my top 10 list at the end of 2016 for sure. So I want to try to post at least one album review a month, maybe. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos about music, books, or writing. If you want to see another video specifically about David Bowie and kind of my relationship with his music, I recently posted 5 David Bowie songs that I love as part of the Friday 5. If you like talking about music, check out the Friday 5. I'll post a link to that down below. We talk about our favorite music every Friday. You should join in. It's lots of fun. Thanks again for watching. And let me know what you think about the new David Bowie album. I would love to discuss it with you. And I will see you in the next video.